So we know time is precious, it's not the essence. We didn't want to waste viewers' time. As you can see, we've already got 6 beautiful stairs in. And what we actually ended up doing is taking some fence posts. That's why you can see there's a little inlet here, and just slicing those to size because we found that the railroad ties were just too bulky. We were doing some research. It's carcinogenic to the environment. It releases a lot of hazardous materials. And upon our research, we also were wondering, you know, should we seal this cut end of the stair just to prevent additional wood rot? But because these have been dry rot treated, we learned that it's throughout the entire material and there's no need to seal this little butt end. Awesome. So in terms of measurements, this is more of a rustic staircase. We did end up measuring the length of this bank, but we didn't end up using it. It was more of an eyeball calculation.
Just start digging.
Taking some natural stairs. You know, we know where we wanted to start. We started down here. We put a part of the fence post here, kind of marked it, and just I made some natural walking motion up top and said this is where my foot naturally wants to go after a couple of repetitions. We did misplace one. Luckily, they're very easy to get back in and out, so it wasn't a problem. And we've actually used some natural rebar down here, as you can see, with some sticks. We just used a hammer and pounded those down into the ground. We'll show you guys that later, but they were about that long, longer than you think, to really get a solid grip there. And you could use metal rebar right in the middle, but we chose to just do this one entirely natural for now. We're gonna see how long it holds up. These are not dry rot treated, so that should be interesting.
The rebar.
The rebar lasts. That's the rebar.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. So we've now reached the steepest part of the bank. We wanted to save this for y'all. What we're gonna first have to do is we've got to level this out. Right now, this is probably at about 30 or 45 degree angle or so, and we've got to get that down to 0. So we got some digging to do here. First game plan is just to level out the base. Like, as you can see, this is nice and level, flat as a pancake.
This is a good angle right here.
So we're gonna level it out like so, and that'll allow us to place our stairs. We've been doing them about 1.5 feet of tread space between each stair. So we'll see how this goes.
Get digging.
I don't think you have to. Misconceptions, you've got to pack all the dirt on the front to keep it stable, but that's actually the job of the rebar, and you're just going to use the dirt you dug up here to backfill it, and between that and the rebar we should be stable.
I harvested some rebar from the land. It's not an exact science, but you know, you don't want them too short. You want them to stay put. So we're just gonna try these ones. Okay. You want to get as close as you can so that the step's not wobbling around. We're just going to get our sledgehammer and start pounding away. All right, I don't know if this is going to go in. Go past the stair because you don't want to be tripping on that rebar. So that's a pro tip. All right, so one rebar's in, now we got to do the next one. I think I did cut this down. Well, we'll have to go up for some more rebar. So now, we have a little gap there, but now we're just gonna pack the dirt in with the sledgehammer to really secure it. Like that. See, we got a lot of dirt here.
Just using it as a little tamper.
We got a lot of packing to do.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep filling that. I'm kind of using the dirt down here because we want this to be flatter. So just pile it on top. So lots of dirt here.
Absolutely. How was it?
They're nice.
Good.
Solid craftsmanship.
Excellent.
Good job.
So for our last stair here, we debated to actually use a natural log we had just cut down today, hot off the press. Just didn't really like how we had our fence post exposed there, and then we had some bluish markings on the top. Didn't like the aesthetics of that, so we went for the natural route. And it is just looking beautiful. The rebar seated in there. We've got 2 on each, natural rebar. And we are aware that this top one has not been pressure treated. So it will certainly rot. That's the big downfall of using those natural logs. But the rest have been pressure treated. And we're curious to see how these are going to hold up compared to that natural log a year's time. And we'll see. This project has been a success.
Woohoo!
Is it is important to take some formal measurements because we actually had to make 2 trips to the store for extra supplies. So the key measurement you need is that horizontal distance from the start of the stairs to the end of the stairs. And we found that that horizontal distance between each of our stairs is about 12 to 18 inches. So just take your total horizontal distance, divide by either 12 or 18 inches, however far apart you want them, and that will equate to how many stairs you need to purchase.